Look at the smartphone sitting next to you. It's essentially a solid, heavy brick of glass and metal. There are no legs, no wheels, and absolutely no moving parts on the outside. Yet when a text comes in, it can literally walk itself across a desk. How does a solid, motionless object generate enough physical force to move itself? For years, people assumed the phone's speaker just blasted a silent, ultra-low bass frequency to rattle the glass, but that is a total myth. If you completely disconnect the speakers, that kinetic energy is still there. The real secret behind that buzz is completely invisible from the outside. It's an ingenious, almost magical trick of physics. And the story of how it ended up in your pocket actually begins decades ago, in a place where silence was a matter of life and death. Welcome to Simple Things Surprising Histories. Today, we're looking inside your pocket to ask, what actually makes your phone vibrate? To understand the buzz, we have to travel back to the 1980s. Before smartphones, professionals relied on pagers. But pagers had a massive flaw. They were loud. If you were a doctor in an intensive care unit or a business person in a loud factory, a high-pitched beep was either incredibly disruptive or impossible to hear. Engineers needed a way to alert people physically. Their solution was a tiny piece of tech called the ERM, or Eccentric Rotating Mass motor. It sounds complicated, but the concept is brilliantly simple. Imagine a ceiling fan. If you break half of one blade off, the fan becomes unbalanced. When you turn it on, the whole fixture will wobble violently. Engineers did exactly this, but on a microscopic scale. They took a tiny electric motor, about the size of a pill, and attached a microscopic metal weight to it, slightly off-center. When a call came in, the motor spun at thousands of revolutions per minute. The unbalanced weight swung around wildly, causing the entire motor, and the pager it was attached to shake. When mobile phones took over in the late 90s and early 2000s, they borrowed this exact same spinning pager technology. If you owned an early Nokia or a flip phone, you were carrying a tiny, unbalanced motor in your pocket. But the ERM had a problem. Because it relied on physical spinning, it took a fraction of a second to speed up and a fraction of a second to slow down. It was perfect for a long, continuous bzzz to tell you someone was calling, but it was entirely useless for anything fast or subtle. As phones lost their physical keyboards and became flat panes of glass, we needed our screens to feel like they were clicking back at us. We needed precision. The clumsy, spinning wobble of the 90s just wasn't going to cut it anymore. To solve this, engineers completely reinvented the vibration. They threw away the spinning motor and introduced the LRA, or Linear Resonant Actuator. You might know it by Apple's name for it, the Haptic engine. Instead of an unbalanced weight spinning in a circle, the LRA features a tiny magnetic weight suspended on a microscopic spring. An electric coil sits right next to it. When electricity hits the coil, it creates a magnetic field that violently shoves the weight in a straight line, and the spring bounces it right back. It's actually the exact same technology used in a speaker, but instead of moving a paper cone to pump out sound, it moves a heavy metal block to pump out kinetic energy. Because it moves back and forth in a straight line, it doesn't need to spin up or slow down. It can start and stop in milliseconds. This is what allows your phone to give you a sharp, precise tap when you type on the glass keyboard, or simulate the exact feeling of a physical home button clicking down. Even though the glass isn't moving at all, it's a masterclass in the illusion of touch. So the next time your phone goes off in your pocket, take a second to appreciate it. You aren't just feeling a random buzzing, you're feeling decades of engineering, from life-saving hospital pagers to microscopic magnetic springs, all working together just to let you know you've got a text message. Sometimes the most surprising histories are hiding in the simplest things. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to Simple Things Surprising Histories for more hidden histories of the everyday world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.